Chelsea's back in the Champions League. Hey guys, welcome back to another match preview. I'm super excited because I bought a new camera. I was previously just recording on my iPhone and now I'm actually recording on a camera, which is pretty cool. So if my eyes look weird, I'm still getting used to where to look at and everything, but hopefully you can notice difference in quality. I still have to sort out the lighting and everything, but we're making moves, we're getting there. And I'm super excited about this match because this is Chelsea versus Lille in the Champions League. I'm nervous as always. But before we get into the video, I wanted to say thank you guys so freaking much for 11,000 subscribers. That is massive. The support on my videos recently has just been absolutely incredible, so I really appreciate it to each and every one of you. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Make sure to hit that subscribe button. But let's get into this match preview. So Chelsea play Lille at home at Stamford Bridge in the Champions League, and I'm not feeling very optimistic about this game, even though that Lille are in 11th place in Ligue. I don't feel good with the recent performances that Chelsea have had. If you've seen my latest couple of videos, especially my match review after Crystal Palace, I really expressed this a lot, saying that even though we won, I felt like it could have easily gone the other way. They could have potentially won in a different universe. We could have definitely gotten a draw, and I felt that we were really lucky to walk away with 3 points in that game, and that's not always going to be the case. So what's going wrong right now at Chelsea is the attack is essentially breaking down. And this is happening for a couple of reasons. The first one is that Lukaku just isn't working. He had 7 touches in that game, and one of them was the touch to kick off. That's the lowest recorded number of touches for any player who's played over 90 minutes or more in the Premier League since they started collecting that data in 2003, which is absolutely mad. His movement hasn't been good enough. I haven't seen him trying to move enough. Sometimes you will see him pointing, but he doesn't make those runs. I feel like he will just point, but I haven't seen enough movement from him, and 7 touches just is not acceptable. It's just so low. At that point, it's like you're playing with 10 men on the pitch. An interesting stat is that, well, it's not a big sample size, but Chelsea have played 12 games with Lukaku and 8 games without him. And in the 8 games without him, they've actually on average scored 2.5 goals per match, whereas with him they've scored 1.5 goals per match. So an average of 1 goal more when he's not on the pitch, which is exactly what you don't want the stats to say about your £100 million striker. Obviously, like I said, the sample size is small, but it's just worrying times. Now, of course, this isn't all completely on Lukaku. It's also up to the team and the system that Tuchel implements, and I think a lot of what is being drilled at is possession. We must keep possession. You'll see the team keeps possession a lot during the halfway line and then tries to like build things up. The problem with this is that it makes footballers who are very risk averse to misplacing a pass, because if they lose possession and turn it over and then that leads to a goal scoring opportunity or to a goal, it's going to get pinned on them. So this means that they're going to make more lateral passes or more safe forward passes rather than the riskier pass to try to play Lukaku through on goal. And Lukaku plays the best when vertical passes are being played to him and he can go and take on defenders, which we really aren't seeing happening all too much. I did see some analysis of the game against Crystal Palace where you see Lukaku pointing to the spot and the players did have options to put the ball through to him, but they just chose the safer pass, which is also a big problem that Chelsea have. So it kind of feels like there's 2 things that just aren't working out right now. It's either you change the system and how Chelsea play, or you change the striker who you have. But I think that it's not really working out, and something kind of needs to happen. For this game, maybe we don't see Lukaku. I think that Tuchel has largely been playing him, one, to try to make things work because he cost £100 million, but 2, to say like in the summer, hey, I've tried everything. I've been playing him. We've been trying to play to his strengths. I've played him in every match, and he just isn't performing. So that's on him to not be performing. let's see what happens. But now let's get into a little bit of team news. Mason Mount obviously was injured. It seems that he's back in training. He's not going to be available to start this game, but he might be available from the bench. Azpilicueta is also ready, back fit. Callum Hudson-Odoi is still a doubt. Reece James and Ben Chilwell are still out. I think that's all of the team news. Now let's get into my predicted 11 or starting 11. And I really have a hard time predicting these because I never know if Thomas Tuchel is going to play in a back three or back four, because I think that he honestly does prefer the back three, but it depends on the opponent and if he trusts Marcos Alonso to play in that left wing back role. And I think that we've kind of seen that Alonso has dropped down the pecking order a little bit, and that's largely a reason why we've been playing a back four, is because the wing backs just haven't been working in the system. But sometimes Tuchel has surprised us and he's played a back three in big games and started Alonso, so I really couldn't say which way for sure he's going to go. But for the sake of just going 50-50 on it, I'm going to say that we play a back four. Maybe we see Christian Pulisic fill in on that left-hand side, come back, and then Alonso can come off the bench. But really, who knows? Alonso was rested. Maybe that's a sign that he's going to start. Like I said, it really could go either way. One of the positions that I'm more or less sure on is goalkeeper. Edouard Mendy in goal. Although Kepa had a really great run, your starting goalkeeper is available, you're going to play him. I think if Azpilicueta is available, we do start him in this match, not just because of his defensive skills, and I know that he has been a little bit slower recently, but I still think that he's a great defender. But also you want that experience on the pitch in a Champions League match, and I think that he brings that, and he's going to exert a high level of the team. And also recently, side note, we've seen that Azpilicueta has been getting quite far forward. He's one of the players that's getting the most forward, and he's making runs into the box as well. So perhaps that could be a good thing of playing Azpilicueta. If we're playing in a back four, I think that we see Thiago Silva, Rudiger, and Sarr. I think I didn't think that Sarr had like the best of games versus Crystal Palace, so like I said, this back line really could vary a lot, but I'm just going for one. In the midfield, I think that N'Golo Kante starts, and I think that Kovacic starts as well. I think that Kovacic has been one of the best performers recently, really linking out to the midfield and the attack. He's one of the ones that does make those progressive balls and passes, and I don't think he's like as scared to do that, and we really need somebody who's going to be able to do that in this game if we're going to be able to take advantage of Lille and try to score some goals. He's been in pretty good I don't want to say scoring form because he doesn't score that many goals, but he's been getting quite a few goal contributions as well. So I do think that Mateo Kovacic gets the nod over Jorginho in this match. Looking at the attack, there's not so many options, I feel, because there's a lot of players out injured. I think the first name on the team sheet is probably Hakim Ziyech, who scored 3 goals in a row in the Premier League, and he's really been the only Chelsea attacker who's looked in form and looked like scoring goals. He's also one of the only ones that just takes a shot from yards out. Doesn't matter that he's outside the box, he's just going to go for it. And that's something that I really like about Hakim Ziyech. So I think he 1000% starts this match. I do think maybe we'll see Christian Pulisic. Like, the big toss-up for me is, does Pulisic play or does Alonso play? I think that's kind of like where I'm at with this starting 11. I'm going to say, for the sake of this preview, that Christian Pulisic keeps his starting spot, and he does play. Then up front, I think Kai Havertz starts. I actually really like his movement. I think he looks really, I know we say like the silky German, but I do think that he looks really silky and smooth when he plays. But I just feel like he offers us something intangible. Like, he creates space, he creates chances, and maybe it's not enough yet, but I do think that he's, you know, starting to find his form a little bit. the biggest thing here is like, do you start Romelu Lukaku? I think that Thomas Tuchel starts him, personally. I think Tuchel starts him, but if it were up to me, I would give Timo Werner a run. I mean, he's not the most clinical of strikers, but I would just start him because we've been starting Lukaku and he hasn't been doing off that much, so I would just say, hey Werner, here's a shot. I think that Werner and Havertz have like a pretty good understanding of one another. He offers something different to Lukaku, and then if it doesn't work, you can bring Lukaku in at the 60th minute mark. But I personally just don't, like, given the data that we have, it just seems that it's not working out, and we really need to get something, especially because this is the home match. So this is like a must-win game for Chelsea. So we really need to get something from this match. I hope that we do, but I do think that Lukaku starts and we'll probably still struggle. Not just because of him, don't get me wrong on that at all, but because we as a team haven't figured out how to play with him, and I just feel like it's clashing styles, that Chelsea are trying to play more position-based football, and he maybe is more like counter-attacking, feed him the ball and go, and that's not necessarily the style that we play, and it's just like we're not feeding him and he's not moving, so it's just a conundrum. It's a difficult one. As for score prediction, I really don't know. If I'm being honest, I feel like it could be a draw. I hate predicting draws, especially at home, so I'm gonna go for a 1-0 win, but I don't know. I just haven't been convinced about how we've been playing recently. I don't want to sound negative, but I just don't feel like we've been playing well, that we've been getting wins convincingly. Like the last time that I felt like we really had a convincing win was playing against Juventus in that 4-0 win. And I just don't feel like we've had a showing like that in a really long time. And any win that we've had felt like it's been grinded out, but I don't feel like we have necessarily like shown in the game. And that's what I'm hoping to see. I am nervous about this game given the form. Like I said, I think it's going to be a really tough one. Hopefully Reece James is back soon, which would be a big boost attacking wise and defensively as well. But for this match, it's going to be a tough one. But like I said, Chelsea must win this game, I think, because it's going to be so much harder in the away end. I think it's like kind of tough that we're playing at home first, because then you can't see what the result is and then bring it back home. Like, we need to get a convincing result, because then they're going to have the home team advantage in their favor. So I don't know. How are you guys feeling? Am I overreacting? Let me know. But guys, I hope that you enjoyed this match preview. Let me know how the quality is on the camera. Like I said, I actually couldn't use my ring light because I had to attach the camera to my tripod that was using my ring light. So I need to get a new light. But like I said, we're sorting it. Hopefully the quality is like a little bit better than it is using the ring light. And yeah, hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like it, drop it a comment, sub to the channel. I have a lot of content coming, especially because I'm going to the Atletico Madrid game, which is going to be super exciting. Atletico Madrid versus Man United on Wednesday night. I have some content ideas for that. And yeah, hope that you enjoyed this video. Have a great rest of your day or night or whenever time you're watching this. And until next time, I'm out. Bye!